Guys, what is up? Steve here with Scotch and Things. A little bit different video again, kind of. If you've watched some of the past videos, sorry I'm driving, it might be kind of shaky. I've had some issues with my 2018 Duramax. Well, this is a dealership story, so you guys might enjoy this. So, my father-in-law, his truck, if you don't know, we build grain bins, so our trucks are company trucks. For our company, but so he's got a 2016 3500 dually Chevy Silverado, obviously. So a 3500 one-ton dually, and you know he's had some issues. He's had some issues with his DEF stuff too. A pump went out, and then just little stuff, but warranty work. And I think nowadays with maybe new cars, you might expect some warranty work. But this is a completely different problem than what I've been having. So he had a flat tire on the job site. So we took the tire off to change it on the back, obviously. Sorry, I should have taken some pictures of the keyholing. I just didn't think about it at the time. So we take the tire off, and so on the dually, I think it's an Alcoa makes it, aluminum wheel on the outer of the dually, and take it off and get the lug nuts off, and there's some keyholing in the holes of the wheel where the lugs go, and the lugs are stuck. We're like, holy crap! So we're like, all right, well, and that's when we noticed the back dually. So we're like, we better check this too, what's going on? And and it's a steel wheel then on the inner wheel. And we take those lugs off, and the same thing. And the wheels are just chewing. We're like, oh, wow. And we're out on a job site. So we just we're like, shit, what can we do? And obviously something's going on, and we don't want to ruin the spare that's actually good now. Don't want to turn there. So we put the two crappy wheels back on and just limp it back into town and dump it off at the dealership. And now mind you, this is a dealership he's been doing business with for over 20 years. He has bought over 20 new vehicles and 20 vehicles from them is a light guess. We change out our trucks every 3 years. And I know they'll go 500,000 miles, but that's just what we do. He doesn't buy cheap vehicles. Whenever he buys a vehicle, it's completely loaded. He's got a 17 Z06, fully, whatever the top LTZ trim is, what LT trim is. I don't know if it's 3 or 1 in the vets. Before that, he had a Camaro he's brand loyal to Chevy, and he's always done business with this certain dealership here in our small town. It was a dad owned it first, and now the son's running it, and he considers himself their friends. He goes in there and they talk and they BS, and like I said, 20 vehicles, brand new vehicles, is I'd guess low estimate, because they've got 6 kids. All the kids have gotten vehicles. Like I said, every 3 years he's getting a new something. If it's their whatever his wife is driving. The kids, when the kids were in school, when their kids were in high school 20 years ago, they all got new vehicles. And like I said, as of late, it's like with our trucks, every 3 years we get new diesel trucks, and these aren't cheap vehicles. When you're looking at 70 grand for per truck, and then the vet was like 100 and some sticker. He got a little bit of deal on that, and he never negotiates. He just kind of goes in and takes what they'll give him, and he has a price in his mind. But anyway, being back to the dealership. So like I said, loyal customer, long time customer, and he goes, so back to the vehicle. So he was like, hey man, something was wrong. Both of these shouldn't have gone out. Take pictures, send it in the Chevy, see what they say. See if they'll cover any of it. And then you know, and then order whatever needs to be ordered. New lugs, obviously, new wheel, to get this fixed and taken care of. You know, we need this truck back for work. And he uses that as his daily driver when we're not on the job. And his truck doesn't see hard use. It goes on the job and it sits there. It just pulls a trailer from one job site to the next. And then he uses it to drive around town and stuff like that. Sorry, long story short. Goes in to pick up the truck, and I think the bill was like $2,200. And he also ordered had him put all 4 new rear tires on when he was in. Goes in, looks at his brand new wheel, and there are scratches, like digs in the aluminum wheel from their tire machine. In a couple spots. I don't know if it's from the tool they use to wrench the tire on. I don't know. But his brand new wheel is gouged out. Goes over to the passenger side, and same thing on that wheel. So he had just, he had $2,200, or I think it was like $2,200 for 2 new, an inner steel, an outer aluminum, and 4 new tires, and then new lugs and whatever. And he's like, hey, this is unacceptable. I pay, this, he scratched the wheels. This is what's going to go on. And the dealer, so we're in a small town, so the owner is also like the only salesman, and kind of goes off on him. He's like, what do you expect me to do about it? What do you want me to do about it? I'm really busy. I'm up to here, and walks away. So he just got in his truck, said, whatever, we'll deal with this later. We're out of town work. We have to go out of town for work. So what would you, and then sends a bill back, and he didn't pay. He's like, and he's always paid his bills, and he's like, look, I'm gonna deal with this later. Just bill me. Send it into Chevy, see if they'll take anything. And literally, so we go on the road, and a couple days later in the mail, he gets a bill, and with a handwritten note saying, Chevy won't cover it. Please pay full bill. And then he's like, I'm done. He had it. So just with the treatment, he's like, and he fully expected, he's like, he was hoping Chevy would pay some, because why would both wheels keyhole out like that when we'd never had them off before? Anyway, it was just the treatment from his friend, and the dealership. The dealership shouldn't be yelling at you after they scratch your wheels and then charge you $2,200 to do it. So, and my father-in-law is old school, man. Doesn't, old school phone, doesn't do anything with the internet. Everything's he's old school, man. It's a handshake. It's your word. And after sitting and thinking about it, we're talking, he's like, I'm done. We're done with this dealership. We are done. If your truck needs warranty work, oil change, we're going somewhere else. And that's a big deal, man, because like I said, for over 20 years, he's been shopping there, and for over 20 new vehicles, and not cheap vehicles. Spent a lot of money there. And that doesn't, if you're a first-time customer or a long-term, shouldn't affect how you're treated. But what I'm saying is, he's a very loyal and good customer, and I don't understand, they damaged his vehicle. All right, here's what you do: you take care of the problem. You damaged it, you fix it. You don't then in turn yell at the customer and say, what do you expect me to do? So he might, I was like, maybe we should report him to GM. Nothing will happen, but that's crappy. And I've seen a lot of these guys having issues with dealerships, posting videos lately. And like I said, all of our vehicles are under warranty, so they go back to the dealer. Why wouldn't you go back to the dealer for warranty work and stuff like that? That was just our experience. And like I said, with all these DEF issues and this and that with these trucks, and now just the kind of just the treatment. I don't care if you're friends with someone, and this has been, I've waited to make this video, but this has been 2 months, and my father-in-law called up, and his wife is like the finance whatever manager there, and he's like, just I'll pay. I just want to let you know I'm paying my bill, and then I'm done. We're going to be parting ways as our business relationship goes. And she was like, oh, you know, Ben didn't know, or, oh, sorry, I said his name, I don't care. So-and-so didn't know that, you know, that they refused. And he said, yeah, because he sent a handwritten note and signed it to me saying, please pay bill. And again, said nothing about damaging his wheels. And I think they finally offered like, oh, we'll buff them out for you or something. Yeah, that's an option, but it was brand new and he paid a lot of money and you damaged both of them. How about you just replace them? Do what's right. And maybe if you would have offered, you talked about that too. Maybe if you would have offered that up as even an option, like, hey, oh, what do you want? You know, will buffing them out be okay? Do you want them replaced? No, it was 0 to 100. What do you expect me to do? And then walked away from them. I've had it up to here today. I don't care if you're having a bad day, you don't take it out on your customer, even if it's your friend. And then, if you did, call and apologize. Call and explain what happened. Don't blow up on someone who spends a lot of money with you, and even if you think you're friends, and then blow up on them, and then expect them to... I'm sorry, this is kind of a rant video. Everybody has dealership horror stories. What would you guys do? You know, as of now, we're still taking, you know, and his truck's ready to, you know, ready to be traded in. So, you know, we'll go to the next dealership down the road. The next small town will get our business. I don't know. What do you guys think? Just with all the issues we've had with Chevy, and this isn't just a Chevy issue. This is a personal issue, but, you know, since I said he is pretty brand loyal, I think when he finally retires, I might step out and take a look at Ford or Dodge. It's hard. I really like the Duramax and the Allison, but the quality control just seems iffy with these deaf, you know, had so many issues with the DEF systems on these trucks. But that was a pretty shitty way to treat what I would consider a valued customer. You don't want to treat any customer like that. Anybody that's willing to pay you lots of money, because cars aren't expensive these days. I just think you should treat them better. So, all right, that's my story. Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.